Hi, it's Ashley Latta here today. I wanted to talk to you, or the title of today's video is called Open All Hours. If you're watching this in the United Kingdom, you probably remember the TV programme Open All Hours about the corner shop that never seemed to close. It's one of my favourite comedies of all time. Great programme. And yeah, I really do miss it actually, funny enough, talking about it. So how does it apply to dentistry? Well, a couple of quick things here. The first thing is this: I'm amazed that in 2015, as we're shooting this video, how many dental practices still closed for lunch. If you think about it, in people's lives, people at work, and when's the only time they can do their business? When's the only time they can do their own personal business? That's probably going to be between the hours of 12 and 1 or 1 and 2. So if I'm interested in some sort of dental treatment or some sort of cosmetic treatment and I contact your practice and all I get is an answer machine, what am I most likely to do? Am I going to leave a message or probably go on to the next dental practice on the website? So I strongly urge you, if you are still closing for lunch, to open for lunch and just try it out for a couple of months and just see the impact it has. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how many calls you actually do miss at lunchtime. The second thing I urge you to do or have a look at, and some of my really successful clients have done this, is this. They've taken and abandoned the answer machine within their practice. Instead of the phones going to an answer machine, I've now transferred that call to a out-of-service company who can answer the telephone for them out of work hours. Or even in some occasions, they've transferred the call to a mobile where they've been answering the telephone call in their home life as well. Now, what's the advantage of this? Well, if you think about it, when do most people do their surfing? When do most people do their surfing or search for products or services that want to buy? You'll be surprised that most of this is done between the hours of 8 and 10 o'clock. Now, if your website says, please contact us, we are open, you are likely to get the potential client to contact you. I know I would, because sometimes between the hours of 8 and 10 o'clock is the only time I can actually do any sort of personal buying of products or services. So if I see that your business is open, I'm likely to ring you. Now, instead of getting an answer machine, I'm now getting to speak to a human being. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not ideal. If it goes to a call centre, it's not personal and that person doesn't work for us. And yes, the only thing they can do is take a name, a number and a short message. But at least the one thing is, it's a human being taking the call and it's not going to an answer machine. There's a massive big difference. And if you can build a relationship up with the company who answer your telephone and ask them to, this is the information that we want you to provide, then they can either email you or text you. You've got that information more or less straight away. Now you can decide whether to make that telephone call in the evening or wait till the next morning to make that call. But at least one thing that's going to happen, it's going to go to a human being and not to an answer machine. So just a couple of quick tips here. The first thing is, if you don't already do this, answer your telephone at lunchtime. And the second thing is, have a look at how we answer the calls. I've spoken to lots of dental practices who now have their calls answered in the evening, sometimes by themselves, sometimes they do a rota at work, or they've transferred it to an out-of-service company, and they've captured many opportunities that maybe they would have missed if it went to an answer machine. In fact, I've had dentists or practice managers tell me not to tell anyone on this, to keep it a secret in their area. So take the philosophy, open all hours, and make sure you capture all your phone calls. Make sure all your phone calls go to a human being and not an answer machine. So what is the most dangerous number in business? Well, the most dangerous number in business is 1. I once heard this at a conference that I watched by a world-class marketeer called Dan Kennedy.